We go golfing.
Stephen, are we going together?
We'll see how Charles does this week.
Okay.
One day at a time, Jerry.
Yeah.
So Kate is here. So we are understanding. Last time we have understood what exactly is understanding and clarity. And that understanding and clarity has to do with processing in the mind by thinking, here this is and here I am. So what exactly is the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom is that we start by becoming a seeker, and then the seeker follows these principles and understands. There is a clarity. So when I have a clarity, then what happens? My departure and my arrival point is clear. Otherwise, we talk 1 minute of instant meditation. Awakening takes place. So, what you are awakened to? You are awakened to more stress because 1 minute does not help. So, you see that? So, first, seeker. Now, that seeker is naturally focused to understand clarity. When you have a clarity, you follow the practice, you change your experience, and ultimately, as you know, Jerry was talking about that, it has brought changes in the life. That is what is becoming a seeker. Seeker belongs to the different world. Seeker does not belong to the world of stress, anxiety, reaction, blame, complaint. No, not at all. And once you continue the practice, the realization takes place. Realization takes place. This is what we have understood. It is good idea. I'm just throwing an idea that you already have the previous files, audio files. So it is a good idea to go through all those files and make a bullet points in your mind. So they are the principles. So you start living into that. And once you start living into that, what will happen? One example, and then we will go deeper. So what will happen? You have that, seeker never blames and complains and reacts. Now you are in front of a person with mind has always been blaming and complaining and reacting, but now that principle lives in your mind. Mind says, hold on, no way. You know, it gives you a different level of awareness. Do you see that? It gives you a different level. Oh, let us leave it, hey, how are you doing? So you, rather reacting, you praise and appreciate. That guy has taught you not to react. Did you see that? That idea awakens the wisdom in you. That is what we say, the wisdom. This is, this gives you a long journey ahead. So what we are understanding in the word viveka, I have repeated hundreds of times. Now you also can speak about it. Viveka, discernment. So we will pick up in few sessions how the viveka changes the daily living. What causes the wrong notion, wrong thinking in my head, and how to correct it by viveka. And we will pick up briefly one part of the religious viveka. All the religion at the surface level teaches us do's and don'ts, but they don't guide us. It comes through the viveka. It comes basically through the viveka. Otherwise we suppress. then we will understand what is right and wrong viveka, good and pleasant viveka, goals and means viveka, whole and the part viveka, sorrow and happiness viveka. And then the viveka, I am not the body, I am the owner of the body. I'm not the house, I'm the owner of the house. And then we will also pick up how to cultivate viveka in daily life. And we are a seeker. A lot of questions are there. It's a long journey. Now, what we have understood viveka means a cognitive ability in the intellect that takes over the mind, that is habitual, instinctive, and impulsive. Unknowingly, you raise a long stick and still your dog pet is there. The dog is alarmed. Instinctive, impulsive. Now I see you have raised the stick. We are calm. Do you see that? So now we are going little deeper. I like you, all the seekers, to pay a little attention. What we are doing in Viveka, we are talking, we are thought. So thought is a product of knowledge, isn't it? I know you, it is a product of knowledge. Take one example, going deeper in the Viveka. So first thing to understand, when I say I know, take an example, I know Sam, it appears as one sentence. It is a thought. Thought gives me a knowledge. What is that knowledge, perception, experience, whatever you say? They all are synonyms. Perception, I perceive you, that's how I know you. I have a knowledge about Sam, I experience Sam, so on. So it is all about thought. Now when I say that I know Sam, it is one sentence. We are going into Viveka, little deeper. And once you live into that awareness, can I say 80% of the things are done, or maybe 100%, depending on you. Now what our masters say. Our masters teaches every thought has 4 aspects. When I say I know David, it has 4 aspects. Take an example. First aspect is object. What is an object for me when I say I know David? David is an object. Right? Then I have a perception. I see David. Second part. Third, there is a thought. What is that thought? I know David, or I do not know David. And what is the 4th part? Can you guess? Consciousness. Every thought has 4 aspects. What we understood last week, clarity. I think you got it. Clarity. Here is neighbor's house, here is my house. Clarity. I do not need to separate physically, I need to separate intellectually, mentally, by thinking. Now, can I separate in this thought the 4 aspects? Object, perception, knowledge or experience is the second. Third is the thought that I express. 4th is the consciousness. Now tell me, which one is totally independent and others are dependent? Object, perception, thought, they are dependent. They vary, they change. 4th one, consciousness never changes. That is me, that is you, that is real self, here and now. Are you getting it? It's all a matter of awareness. It's all a matter of awareness. Now let me add another principle here. What is false is seen in ignorance and in knowledge. What is delusion, hallucination? A psychiatrist, and psychotherapist and modern psychology may talk of lot of stuff. They have already categorized 300 mental disorders. There will be more. I'm only asking them, what about peace and happiness? Now, remember all the time, what is false is seen in ignorance and in knowledge. Can I add another point? Can be falsified in knowledge. And anything that is falsified is not me, cannot be me. Am I being too complex? Take an example. Is a husband independent or is man independent? Take day-to-day example. Does man depends on the husband or does husband depends on the man? If there is no man, there is no husband. If there is no girl, there is no wife. Right? If there is no water, there is no wave. Are you getting it? So the wave is seen in ignorance. In fact, it is water. Am I right? So husband, soulmate, sourmate, loveful life, loveless life is seen in ignorance. Are you getting it? Body, I am the body, is seen in ignorance and in knowledge. I am the real self. Finished. Here and now. No? Yes? Doubt? When I say I am the real self, I am the pure consciousness, and it is the truth, it is all pervading, it is present everywhere, it is present here and now. But I don't see it. It is partially seen. Real self is partially seen in ignorance, fully seen in knowledge. That is why we say meditation reveals the knowledge of the real self. Goal of meditation, revelation of the real self. Did you get it? Take another example. I don't see the sun, it is clouded. How can you see the sun without the sunlight? Sun is present there. So, sun is partially seen, here and now, fully seen in knowledge. It's not very tough to understand. That's why I covered what exactly is the clarity. So I see there is one real self pulsating in everyone. You see, here is a teacher and here I am a seeker. No, there are no two. 4 aspects. Remember, any thought has 4 aspects. One is the object. Second is the perception. So after perception or the knowledge, I have a thought. I see that. Object is Kate, then I perceive, then I say I know Kate. This is a thought. And behind that thought is a consciousness. That consciousness is independent. There are many thoughts, there are many objects, there are many perceptions. They vary, they change all the time. I remain only one, all the time. That is the goal of meditation. Are you getting it? Just, you need to be simply aware. You need not to do anything. That's why the mindfulness or meditation is known as effortless, natural process. You see how you become a seeker? By clarity and understanding. Otherwise we say, close your eyes, meditate. We are not going anywhere. Are you getting it? Let me repeat it again. Anything that appears and disappears is false. That is seen in ignorance. Apply this principle to the body. Body takes birth at one time, goes away second time, body is false. We want to discover an existence or something that is totally independent, that is all pervading, that never changes. We use the word sakshi, translated into English as witness consciousness. Continuously work this week. What to work? The moment you express a thought, become a scientist. Let me separate what is the thought, what is the perception, no, what is the object, what is the perception, what is the thought, and they all depend on the consciousness. Remove the consciousness. Can you have a thought? Can you have a perception? Can you have an object? That is what happens in deep sleep. Another example, that is what happens in deep sleep. Mind is not there, body is not there, perception is not there. Did you understand that? So how we, the teachers in the Eastern wisdom teaches us step by step. But question arises that after I wake up, I have a memory of a sound sleep. So I express the thought. From where it comes? I will answer later. That is the process of viveka, discernment. When you discern, means clarity is there. The intellect takes over the mind, and the mind is absorbed into a meditative state, and the real self is revealed. Can I see you without my eyes as a vision? No. But can I see without the mind? No. But can the mind function without consciousness? So the sense organs are dependent, mind is dependent, consciousness is independent, and that independent entity is me, you, only one real self. I've been talking about real self, real self, real self. But we have to understand. You have to understand it. Pay attention. Again, look through the sense organs. Whatever you see in your room, in your house, before the computer, and then put this statement: false is seen in ignorance. Can be falsified by knowledge. Knowledge is truth. It cannot change. Knowledge is knowledge. Sam is scratching his head. Yeah, it's going deeper. Do you see that? That is the beauty of the journey of the Eastern wisdom when we are committed. These things can be only told when you are a seeker. Not to layman, tell me, give me proof of meditation. Give me your proof that you exist. Wait, we have to go deeper. How long we will? So, removing again, the wave is seen in ignorance. Fact is that the truth is that it is water. Am I right? So, if I want to know water, do I separate physically the waves from the water? Or do I know it inside? I have to know it inside. That is why Viveka, the principle of Viveka has been created. Can I separate wave from the water? Answer is no. Can you think little more deeper? The false cannot exist without real self. Conclusion: real self is partially seen in ignorance, fully seen, fully known, fully experienced, fully perceived in knowledge. And that is what we are doing. Are you clear? I will find my real self after 10 years. You will never find it. 10 years, mind has come, time and space. Whatever is time and space is constantly changing, gives a false perception. We are caught in it and then we suffer. Blueness exists because of the sky. If the sky is not there, if the truth is not there, no way. If the real self and the consciousness is not there, forget about the sense organs, the body, the breath, and the mind, etc. They are seen in knowledge. No, they are seen in ignorance. Can I falsify it? Yes, I can falsify it. What can be falsified is not me. What is falsified is constantly changing. Last example, I am stressed. What is an object? Object is stress. What is perception? Feeling, experiences, sensation. That converts into a thought that I am stressed. Right? And behind that thought, there is a consciousness. Nothing happens to that consciousness. Do whatever you want to do. Do you ever say that I have many consciousnesses? One consciousness of stress, one consciousness of love, one consciousness of hate. Do you ever say that? No. Consciousness never changes. It is all pervading. Do you ever say that my consciousness has gone out of the body in deep sleep? Then you are gone. That consciousness is present in 3 states: waking, dreaming, sleeping. That is present everywhere. Understand that. Think of this. Recall all those sessions that you have understood, and once you have understood, remember what is understanding and clarity. That you can separate from is false. And once we live into that state, the life changes, life transforms. So let us start our practice. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed and body is steady. You see, I'm conveying the practice even by thought. Can you pick up consciousness there? From the very first step. The rest of the steps will be simply a joy. Look at it. Body is steady. Mind is looking inside. Mentally, you have folded your hands in Namaste Mudra. The mind is going into the space in between the palms. So you are saying goodbye to the 5 sense organs because it leads me to a relative perception. 5 motor organs. Action cannot lead me to knowledge. It is opposite of inaction. Opposite of ignorance is knowledge. So that's why we move into our awareness into the space. And in that space, we have a question: what is that which is self-existent, independent, which is self-evident, which is self-luminous? Because I have understood the thought created by the mind or the intellect, and or both of them, contains the real self, but it is not the thought, but it is inside the thought. And now see, when we say Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, check what happens to the mind. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. Everyone. What we are pointing to? We are pointing to well-being in everyone. We are not pointing to millions and billions of people. We are not bragging and being egoistic that I am thinking of well-being of others. That is the essence. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Do you remember second line? Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Let there be peace for all. You see, let there be, instead of consciousness, the Master says, first start with these, so that your mind will be purified. It will raise its awareness. I have given a different interpretation of these mantras, but now the deeper, only for the seeker. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. So what happens? The mind finds a one common ground, one common element, that is peace, pervading everywhere in all the beings. Why I'm saying so? I covered last week understanding clarity. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Purnam, completeness. I am complete in myself with reference to the real self, not with reference to the body, mind, intellect, ego. They can never be complete. Can that be falsified? Why? You know it. I've already answered. So where it has to be falsified? In the mind, in the intellect, with the knowledge. And from that point of view, you see your honey. What will happen? You can't imagine. Why, honey? You see everyone. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness for all. So do you see in Shanti mantra? One common element is all pervading, whether it is well-being, peace, completeness, or auspiciousness. It is this understanding, clarity, can filter out what is false. Or we use different words: false, delusion, hallucinations, maya, avidya, ignorance. These words come here and join here. Very good. But we do not stand there. We will continue to purify the mind. Now, after understanding or clarity, my intellect knows, still my mind returns with a particular thought, have a liking, preferences, and I am these thoughts superimposed on the real self, and that is partially seen. I have to make it fully seen, fully known, is the journey of any and every meditation, whether you talk of Kundalini or etc. etc. I'm not going there. So let us move to the second stage. Looking inside the rib cage. Mentally you are still in Namaste Mudra. And then you experience the sensation, comfort and steadiness in the body. You are aware inside the space. You are carefree, and we have to remove different states of the mind that causes this illusion and delusion and maya, whatever you say, it's the same thing. So looking inside the heart in the space, live into the same state of the body, and start breathing calmly and short and quick breath, gently. Continue and see that if any resistance comes from the mind, it wants to go out. That is your understanding. Oh, the mind wants to put me again into the same delusion? No way. I will continue. But don't react. Calmness, gentle flow of the breath. continue the journey of purifying the mind in the stage, and as you continue to do it, you'll have variety of experiences. We understood we are an experiencer. Let these experiences come, go, return, stay, but we continue. Mind will play lot of tricks. You have not to heed to any tricks. Whose mind? Your mind. And stop this. I appreciate the body remains steady, and some of you have started smiling. We have to practice meditation in the state of the cheerfulness. That is a good point. Now look at the tip of the nose. Check the flow is equal, and you will find normally after today we have done 7 minutes. Normally, after 9 minutes, the flow of both the nostrils become equal. That is one indication the mind is living within. We need not to worry. But it can jump out depending on our past impressions accumulated over the years. And now look at the head and the neck. Outside sensation, relaxation and stillness. And inside, calmness and quietness, space within. And in that space, you see yourself in the same Namaste mudra. And now the Namaste here means not me. Only real self. Right arm, outside sensation, relaxation and stillness, and inside calmness and quietness. And again go back. A reminder, an awareness, not me. What is not me? What is false seen in ignorance? Ends in knowledge. Left arm. Sensation, relaxation and stillness, my friends. You are experiencing, you're not doing any practice now. Why I added this after a long active step, we ask the mind to instantly jump into a total state of passivity. Why? For clarity. What is that clarity? An object, a perception, a thought, not me. Behind that fourth one, consciousness is me. Chest in the belly. Huh? Do you see all those four aspects? Chest in the belly, object. You feel it. Perception, experience. And I have already expressed in terms of the thought. Inside, that's why I say you inside, calmness and quietness. You know, when you practice with understanding, something happens deeper inside. Oh, calmness and the space. And Namaste, not me. What is left is the pure consciousness. Why I insist again and again on the space? Because the space does not have any color, shape, and the size. The consciousness also have the same quality. The right leg outside, now you follow the same sensation. The four aspects. Okay, so I say only sensation, relaxation and stillness. Very good. And then comes Namaste, not me. Left leg, sensation, relaxation and stillness, calmness and quietness, space, Namaste, there. Entire body, from the top of the head to the toes. inside calmness and quietness. Now you can perceive I'm expressing as a thought. Again, see that everything is so clear. These four aspects of every thought keeps aside, once we understand it, keeps aside the ego in the mind. It falsifies by knowledge. And we are into that state of consciousness. And that is a perfect stage to help the mind to go deeper inside the heart. Look at the heart, see the space. Become aware of a point in the space. Shantoham, mentally say I'm the peace. Don't stop there. Take the mind, move the mind deeper within. Find the space again. Move the mind within. Find the space. Pick up a point in the space. Drop Shantoham with awareness of the infinite space. And continue the journey. No exit, please. Exit means what? Simply the mind returns again, picking up the false notion. You got it. Continue. The time will come, you will see consciously why it has to be a habitual and unconscious experience. You will see the mind doesn't want to move further. Means it doesn't want to move. Means what? It doesn't want to change. Means what? It merges into the consciousness. Fourth aspect of the thought. You see, clarity and understanding helps you to know what it means by moving the mind within, leaving the object naturally, the very perception in the thought. So when I say this mind dropping Shantoham, merging into the space, you will see, you will experience as if the mind doesn't move further. It appears, if I say so. So two things happens. Either it falls into lower consciousness of sleep, or it rises. What is the meaning of rising of the mind? Merges into the consciousness. Then what? You are in the state of meditation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Raise both your palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences, and bring the hands down. How are you, Terry? She didn't move at all. You don't have any problem.
Okay.
Okay.
I was having a lot of physical problems inside my muscles.
Yeah.
and I couldn't get my eyes to shut. So the whole time I felt like all I could do was the whole session. I was just trying to get to the point where I could do the very first thing.
Yeah, yeah. That is good.
To get to the Namaste Mudra, it took me the whole hour.
You need not to even close the eyes. Let the time come, we will do that.
I was struggling with it, pulling. I couldn't breathe. Something was pulling inside my.
Inside was lot of turmoil, but outside the body was more or less steady.
Yeah, because I really couldn't move until the very end.
That's good.
But I could feel the body trying to fix itself. So I just let it. I had to let it do it.
Well,
I did that. I did some of those breathing that, just trying to get the smile and that we did a long time ago with a.
Yeah. We did a lot of practices.
I couldn't breathe, so that way I could at least breathe.
Good. How about you, Brandy?
I'm good. My mind was unusually cooperative, but my cat wasn't. She usually leaves me alone when I meditate, but she threw up and she was scratching my leg and she was crying, and I just stayed. She didn't want me to be in meditation, but I thought it was kind of symbolic because usually it's my mind that's pulling that, but this time it was outside of me. So I pretty much stayed in. It was really dark and expansive and quiet, and
Good.
Melissa was happy.
Good. Take care.
Little lesson there.
Cat cannot practice meditation, you have to. How about you, David and Jerry?
It was really, really excellent. It was several words come to mind: easy, quick, soft, effortless, deep. Probably several more words, but it was just really wonderful. And then I noticed during the Om Shanti at the end, all of a sudden I started seeing a small indigo, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Big, yes. When it becomes bigger and then it is absorbed into the same consciousness. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. I noticed the space right away when you dropped us, so when we closed the eyes and focused on the space between the palms. And that space stayed the same through the entire meditation.
Beautiful.
I had a lot of joy, or felt the joy when we talked about the mantra, and I've used the mantra to replace any other type of prayer.
That's good.
Because I found with any other sometimes with any other prayer, I was worrying about someone, or I had something to do with maybe the outcome of that prayer. And now with the mantra, it's just a beautiful mantra, and it brings such peace.
Beautiful. That is one way you falsify what is false. Shantoham. Any other thought comes, Shantoham. But it has to be a conscious awareness. Otherwise, mind will make it habitual, instinctive, and we will miss it. Beautiful. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. I guess an interesting evolution is similar to what Girish said, is that when we first started doing this, when I first started with you back in September, I was noticing the evolving parts of the space. So when the colors would change, and when different frequencies or what have you. At this point, I guess I've practiced so much, and I guess the evolution has gotten there that as soon as I close my eyes, it's just blank right down into the heart, and I don't see anything changing throughout. And that makes everything a lot easier. There's no distractions in terms of the space within. And again, the breathing, I was ready for it. I I dropped very deep into the meditation, and then as soon as we started the quick, short, and fast, it was just knew what I needed to do.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Beautiful. There are two aspects. One is the knowledge we understand, but the Sam said that he has been doing a lot of practices, repetition again and again. That also helps us to settle the mind there. And then I see there is no change. So that no change is one reflection of the real self, because that never changes. So when we continue the journey, yes, it is already within us. How are you, Christina? Lara, I don't see you. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
That was extremely deep. I feel like I haven't gotten that deep with the breath. I didn't know that was because of the breath work, and I didn't even know I was completely just absorbed, and I think I maybe got a little too carried away because I felt like afterwards it was just I still am trying to process, and I've dealt, as you guys know, with a lot of anxiety and all that stuff. So just getting to a point that it makes me a little emotional. I just finally am feeling.
You don't have anxiety now.
Yeah, I just am.
Yes.
I feel peace, and
Yes.
it's just nothing, and it's very rewarding and
Very rewarding.
Thank you.
Very good. It's because you are committed to change yourself. How are you, Stephen?
Good. It was a different experience for me, and it's interesting because I usually have the experience similar to how David described it, and then Sam also, when we talk about it, I could immediately close my eyes and I fall into meditation, and it's it's over before you know it. And today I closed my eyes and I immediately fell to my heart like I typically do, but I was met with this sensation of this golden, I can't describe it more than this glowing golden light within my heart, that my body temperature immediately went up and I started sweating.
Yes.
And I was like, let it go. And then when we moved on to the Sarve Sham part, the temperature went the opposite way. But the whole time I'm just sitting in my heart, and I almost thought I was shivering, that I was so cold. And then when we went to we started the breathing, and then as soon as we started the Shanta hum, it was as if my entire body let go. And I thought, I'm sitting in a chair with a full back and a side. I felt like I was falling over, but I just stayed with it and just completely relaxed into myself. And then I went to the complete darkness.
Beautiful experience. The indigo and the golden has to do a lot of things, and we will talk about it. It's a deeper state. And also the shivering and all these experiences also has some deeper meaning. So as we continue, we will do that. How about you, Lara? I don't see her.
Hi, I'm here. I'm traveling and I don't have great Wi-Fi service, so I don't have
Okay.
But actually, because I'm traveling, it's been really chaotic, and I got to tell you, this is the best I have felt in about 5 days since our last meditation.
Yeah.
With the quick and rapid breathing, my body didn't want to stop. My body kept going for a little bit longer, because where I am, there's like a lot of mold, and so I was having some sinus issues and allergies and stuff, and so I just cleared all of that up, at least for right now, which I'm going to stick with it for as long as I can. But I just feel more connected to myself than I have in days.
Beautiful.
Because it's been really busy. I had a fire alarm go off while we were here, and there was like gorillas stamping on the top of the
Oh.
roof, which are my nieces and nephews. And so it was really loud where I am. And so just being able to stay in the meditation.
Yeah. Bring them also on
Thank you.
Saturday if they are there.
And they don't want to. They're not going to be with me because I'm in Oregon with them.
Oh, you can.
I will be there. Yeah.
So beautiful. You see that? Please pick up the last session. And if you pick up the last session is based on the previous sessions. But last session and today's session, what we discussed, what the principle is, any thought has four aspects. Object, you cannot have a thought without an object. So then you have an perception, whether you say perception, knowledge, or experience, same thing. The third part, then only I have a thought. But the fourth is the consciousness. So once you maintain awareness of the four aspects, you will see these thoughts, objects, and perception continuously changing, all the time changes. Here is David, thought has changed. Here is Stephen, thought has changed. See that? So the feeling, so the perception, but the consciousness remains one, same, all the time. We are exploring that center. Oh, sorry, Ashok, how are you? I didn't ask you.
I'm good. That's good, very nice.
Very nice, he tolerates me, so that is all for today. He has been tolerating me for last 20 years, so not a big.
No, sir.
Yes, sir?
Good.
Tolerating me?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That is all. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.